I think that this is deep.
Welcome to the Empower Hour. We bring power to the people because the people have the power. This squad's going to entertain, enlighten, and empower y'all. I'm Queen Kaya, joined by Pharaoh Hammond Freeman and Gina the Great. But before we do anything else, like always, we're going to bless this show and our kings and queens listening.
Blessed melanated rising, my people. I hope you're having an exceptional day today. I am so grateful to life. I am grateful to God, our creator, and I'm grateful to the ancestors for making it possible for us to be able to be on here this morning. And I ask that today's show, let it be very entertaining. Let it be very uplifting. Let it be educational. Most importantly, let it be empowering for all our listeners today. And I'm just sending out that spirit of love, light, unity, strength, great health, and peace and love. Hotep, amen, ashe. Yes.
Ashe. Okay.
Yes.
She's back.
Yes,
Good morning.
Your mic was muted. That was my April Fool's.
First of all, I attempted an April Fool's for the first time and I can't remember when.
Are you serious? This year?
I did. I absolutely did. It worked for 3.5 seconds though.
Okay, good.
So it took me all day. Well, I can't even say all day to think about it because I really didn't think about it too much. And I have group chats, different group chats,
right.
And we have a sister group chat with me and my 3 sisters. So I sent them a message saying that I got a new job. Mm-hmm. I didn't tell anybody because it was a high end company and I didn't think I was gonna get it. But they called me back and they said I got it. Cool. The only thing is I gotta move to New Zealand in 3 months.
Okay.
So I got one sister.
Right.
She's just like, what? What the shit? I mean, congratulations. Then 3 seconds later, my other sister's like, I thought April Fool's ended at noon. Like, isn't that a rule somewhere? I think that's a rule from school or something.
Wow.
Like, nah, you couldn't even let me have it for a little bit?
Okay, so wait, which sister was fooled?
Oh, Nara, for sure. Shout out to Nara. I love you. But,
Nara, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. And Jen, too. Jen was just like, she didn't even respond.
Okay.
After a while, she was just like, because when Nara's like, what, for real? And then Nara was like, but it's April Fool's. And Nara's like, oh, really? Jen's like, come on, guys.
Stop.
Get it together.
No, I didn't even know people still do April Fool's, so stop it, Gina.
First of all. You know what the thing is, though, for me, and just to bring it down.
Okay, right.
Actually, April 1st marks an anniversary of my grandmother passing away. Okay. So I think, actually, in all fairness, I don't think I've April Fool's since.
Right, yeah, okay.
Because when it happened, I was just like, this isn't a funny April Fool's. Yeah. This is not what you do with that.
Good point.
And then it was like, it's not a joke. Oh. So shout out to my grandmother, who transcended 23 years ago on April 1st.
Shout out, Granny.
Yeah.
So, now was that your how your week was? Because you see now you have a whole second segment again. You see this thing?
No, but you said April Fool's.
Okay, so you have to dive in. That should be your time. I should go straight now to our guest.
You know what? All right, guys, get comfortable. Let me talk to you about my week. Get comfortable.
All right, Gina. Wait, I'm losing myself. How was your week? How was it?
Thank you. That's how you start.
No, that's how I was going to start. I didn't know you were going to have a whole segment about April Fools. Okay, all right. Sorry, guys. Sorry, listeners. Let's go.
You are an April Fool.
Let's go. Oh. Because it was a good one. That's damn. That's good.
So my week, I had to tell myself to talk to me nice because the universe kept Hadouken me in my nose this week. I was like, can you stop talking bad about yourself? Stop telling yourself you're not a morning person. Stop telling yourself that you're stressed and you're anxious. Can you stop? Because I'm trying to let you live your best life.
Live your best life. I'm with you. Yeah.
So I had to have a conversation with myself, and I had to tell myself to talk to me nice. So that was a highlight. And I'm gonna say though. And we'll get into what this month represents, but it came at the right time. I don't know how it happened. Right. Well, the universe. Of course. But, definitely this month, and we'll get into that, has come at its best time. But really and truly, March, I was feeling like crushing anxiety because, I'm moving. Yeah. I was in renovations. I was doing all these things. I got to put my place up for rent, all these different things. And then I want to say midway this week, I kind of just was like, yeah, I rebuke the stress. I rebuke the anxiety. I rebuke all of that because everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, I love that. No, I love that.
Okay
take control. I love that, and you're good on you for doing that because it's something, again, as our listeners are tuning in, guys. Yeah, be very careful of that self-talk, and just take control. Take control. Do not let your emotions take control of you.
Yeah, because I was worried about, am I going to sell off this? And literally, the minute I was be okay, I got a message I got like 3 messages like, hey, is this still available? Because I got some stuff posted on Kijiji, and I'm just like, why isn't it moving? It's been up there for 3 days.
Right.
And so now I got 3 messages back like the minute I let it go.
See?
The minute I let it go.
I love it. Love this universe.
Yeah.
All right. So now, were you done?
Well, I was going
Gina?
to ask you how your week is actually.
Okay, exactly. No, bring in our guest. We have a guest host with us this morning, man. This is dope.
We do.
So first, sending mad love to Queen Kaya. She's just under the weather. Under the weather. Just doing her. I hope she's feeling better. But now we have an awesome replacement. So guys, Gina's been alluding to this month. You guys know we like to come with these topics. So we figured we were brainstorming and we wanted to take another one of our topics from when we did our Tough Talk series. And so this month, the whole month, we're talking health. All right, guys? We're talking health. We're talking fitness. We're talking just basically new spring, new me. Mm-hmm. I love that. So, guys, just be ready. So now we have the one and only Nate. Is Nate Spence?
Nate Spencer, yeah.
Nate Spencer. Nate Spencer, he is a trainer. He's a fitness trainer. He's going to, right now, this is just the top of the morning, guys. So we're just, we're just going to see how his week and stuff was. But then we're going to deep dive. And we're going to understand, he's going to share a bunch of tips and tricks, talk about a little bit about himself, what he does. It's going to be really exciting, guys. And I hope you have your papers and pens because we're going to be sharing whatever, all kind of awesomeness for you guys that you're just going to want to know. So, Nate, how was your week, brother?
My week, busy as usual, man. I do a lot of different things in the community. So yes, I am a trainer. Mm-hmm. I'm also an online coach. I'm also a basketball instructor at this place called All Ball.
Wow.
Yeah. So
damn. So your weeks are full.
Always full, running and gunning.
So I have a question for you, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Who were you rooting for March Madness?
It's a funny question. It's a very funny question to ask. Everybody that's a basketball fan usually asks that question around this time of year. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I don't really follow the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
I won't fault you. Had this been a couple of years ago, you and I would have had a different conversation. But since I no longer have any known NCAA players anymore, I've been a little lax on it. But I do know it was Duke against North Carolina
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was
a very historic game. Shout out to Mike. It's his last run at it.
Yeah.
They didn't get the dub, but hey.
Well,
mm-hmm.
I mean,
amazing career.
The career, right? Yeah, the career at Duke. Okay, sorry, I interjected. But okay, basketball. Mm-hmm.
And who's Mike?
Head coach.
Mike Krzyzewski. He's the coach for Duke for I think over 30 years.
Wow.
And that's a massive program.
Yeah.
Like Duke is a massive program.
And if you're talking about bringing Team USA back on the map, he was that guy behind the scenes. He was the head coach for those teams.
Okay, see, learn something new every day. Anyways, I'm looking forward to deep diving with you, Nathan, and letting people know more about just stuff what you do. And again, the whole purpose of today's show, we just want to empower our people with some kind of health, all kind of health tips and tricks. So for me, very quick, my week. It was eventful, comme d'habitude. No, I'm like the highlight of my week. I had a couple of highlights. So, beginning of the week, I had an awesome session where I got some more enlightenment that I'd like to share with the community. You guys know I have a spiritual guide I like to meet with. We had an awesome session, and the tip that I left with this week is, and it's funny, Gina was talking about emotions. It is paying attention to your emotions and understanding. So first of all, we're all loving beings, okay? Our nature is to be a loving being, right? And to be at peace and to be comfortable. That is our nature. But we have emotions that come in, like anger, depression, and anxiety, like we were talking earlier today. Now, when you get these emotions, they have to come, right? It's to acknowledge that it's there and treat it like an entity. So when the anger comes, it's not to try to ignore it. It's not to try to push it off. It's actually to acknowledge, like, okay, wait. So anger, you're here. Nice seeing you. Why are you here? Now, when you're able to have that dialogue, first of all, it's because you're in control, right? Because now you're not letting the anger completely take you. It's like you're like, exactly. Now you're in control. And like, okay, now you're communicating with the anger. Like, okay, because it has a purpose. It's actually here for a reason. It wants to get your attention. It wants you to.
Oh, it's letting you know like you're kind of going off track.
Something.
Like something's coming.
Exactly. Okay. So it's like, okay, so anger, so you're here. So what's up? Like, why are you here? What am I supposed to get from this? And believe it or not, from you having that dialogue, you will get the understanding of, okay, this is what is causing me the anger. This is why I have it, so that you could actually resolve it and evolve from it.
I've had a lot. My first therapy session I did way back when was like what brought me to it is just like I was waking up angry. And I was tired. I was like, this is so draining.
Wow.
And like I literally was like, I'm angry. I don't know why.
Wow.
I gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out why I'm waking up angry because I don't know how people do that. People who do that and they're just like, this is just me. Yeah. I don't know how you do that.
Wow.
It's not fun.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's not fun. And then that's when I first sought out therapy and didn't look at it as, how a lot of black people are, I'm black, I don't do therapy, but you just walk it off. And I kind of was like, no, this is overwhelming.
That's beautiful.
At this point.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, great insight. Yeah, no, so that's exactly it. So it is really that was huge. That was amongst some of the other awesome gems that I picked up. Maybe I'll share some more later. But that was a big one. So I told myself I wanted to share that with our listeners. Just a little nugget, something to keep in mind. So every emotion, you never want to shy away from it. You almost want to lean into it, like Queen Kai would say. You get the emotion. It's like, okay, why I'm sad. Why am I sad? Okay.
Definitely have to be aware of what's happening. It's better to be aware than what's happening than just let it happen.
Let it happen. Exactly. And a lot of people let the emotion take them. It's like, I was just mad, so I just didn't know, bro. You can't just let it just because and then try to cop it. I'm like, well, because I was mad, I did that. Nah, you have to acknowledge it, take control of it, know it came for a reason, grow from it, evolve from it. It's gonna be dope.
And that's on the good emotions too, right? Because it's being able to. That's identifying some triggers and when you have to set boundaries and all these different things. So you're just like, ooh, I feel really extra happy. What is all that? And you want to keep chasing that. You want to keep having that in your life. Kind of reminds me of that movie, that kids movie where Rihanna was playing and she was voicing the little kid, and then you kind of
Home.
Is it Home? Mm-hmm. Was it Home? Is it called Home?
With the cartoon with Rihanna? With
all the emotions in her head.
Oh, the emotion cartoon.
Yeah, wasn't that
Inside Out? Yeah,
Inside Out.
Oh, Rihanna was in Inside Out too.
I think she didn't she voice?
I know she was on Home. I know, and but. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the point. So the point was the emotion in the cartoon, right?
Because I thought that was a really good movie. Maybe it was not Rihanna. I think I'm just...
because Inside Out was an awesome movie, I have to say. If you guys haven't seen it, you definitely want to go check that out.
It's a great movie, and it's a great movie to have to explain emotions and really going through them 100%.
I'm laughing so... Guys, this is so random. I just remember how Solo hadn't seen Jingle Jangle. And I was like...
Yes, we batted him up.
Sorry, guys, this is so random. What? Anyways, sorry. Wow, way off topic. So, this is good. Just live radio. Everybody's taking part. So we're going to have a quick little musical break. No, wait.
We just came here. We just got here.
No, we didn't just get here. No, we are going to go to a quick musical break before we dive into the topic, which is New Spring, New Me. And we're talking all kind of health with our brother Nathan here. But before we do that, we will do a quick little musical break. But big shout out to Big Will. His comedy show was this past Saturday.
Did you bust a gut?
Did I ever? Yo, it was mad funny. No, it was honestly, the comedians were good. We had you need balance, right? Some of the comedians.
But you know what? Balance. It may not have been for you. You need a variety because everyone doesn't want the same thing.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm trying to think who was the favorite. Well, there's a couple of men from Toronto that I find are hysterical every time they come. I don't know if it's the Toronto lingo or just Toronto man.
Yeah, eh?
Toronto. It's just really fun. I don't know. So it's just the antics they get me every time.
We laugh, but once upon a time, that was us and us was that.
Right.
Because we both spent some time in Toronto, and when you're in it.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's like saying "A" as a Canadian. Exactly. It happens.
Yeah.
Because the chat, yo, your arms loose, my guy.
Oh, the man them just like to talk like that. You know?
Yeah,
It's like, that's what happens, my guy. And then you come back to Montreal like, whoa.
What happened? What happened? No, honestly, it's like this Toronto mist just takes you, and you're just, but so big shout out. Anyway, big shout out, Big Norm, the whole nine. Big Will does it.
How did it feel to be in a live show again? No, none of life is kind of getting back to what it needs to be.
You know what? That's a very good question, because I think I might have developed a semi-social anxiety. Like,
Ooh.
Because I because the thing is, like, I don't know. Anyways, now it's weird. Like, I'm about to go a little deep with you guys, but it's like, even going there in my mind, like, I was mentally prepared to, like, I knew I was going to see people, but it's not just I didn't want to, but it's like it kind of made me feel like I kind of just want to be in and out. And I literally was in and out, like, because I wasn't prepared to see, like, everybody. I don't know how to properly explain it.
Right, you needed doses. You need to slowly get back into it.
Yeah, that's it. And the thing is, like, yo, people know I have mad love for the community. People have love for me too. Like, I love my city. And so when people see me, they're like, "Yo, Frau." So I'm usually. Is that my mic time? Is that? Oh, okay. I thought
that was the music, the wrap up music in the background.
So you're saying, but no, so it was that kind of like I saying, like I said, I love my city and my people show me mad love. But it's just like, so when people see me, it's like, yo, Frau, people like seeing me. And I like seeing people too, but
this guy.
But you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like,
they like me, I like them too.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to sound like a jerk either. Like, but at the same time, it's just that a lot of people know me. I think that's the easiest, better way to say it.
But it's been 2 years it has been 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not 2 months, it's not 2 weeks, it's been 2 years. And so we don't realize how much we've changed within that and how we created new habits.
True, yeah.
That make old habits feel weird.
Yeah, that's very well said. Because that's
100.
That was very well said. I think that really what it was. 100. That's really what it was. Because I was there. I was really happy to be there, but I kind of wanted to be in and out real quick. I didn't want to necessarily socialize too much. I didn't want to be hey all over the place. Like, I don't know.
I'm sorry. How would you?
Just hey. Hey, hi everybody. Hey. Anyways, guys, but I was happy to see people. I saw, like, and it was just love. Special shout out to Mustafa. I saw Mustafa. Anyways, shout out to everybody I seen last night. But it was good to see the fam, and so it was mad love and just mad jokes. So big shout out to all the comedians. You guys did an exceptional job. So with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to jump back with more health stuff for this month. Just take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keen Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of HJCourtierAuto.com. That's HJCourtierAuto.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to the next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. Check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out JavaLogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M-City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
my curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island, and Côte-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people, y'all.
Now it is new spring, new me. We are talking health.
Yes.
So this segment today specifically we're talking physical.
We are, but did you know, and I probably said this off here, so yes you do, but did you know that April is Stress Awareness Month?
Oh, yes, I did hear that.
And it's funny because we do these things, right? We build out our segments and what we want to talk about, never, seeking on the outside and figuring out what the rest of the world's doing.
Yeah, it's all internal.
And it so happens that this is a month where, you're supposed to focus on your stress, which would fall in our health. Well, actually, honestly, physical, spiritual, and mental health. So this is the right month to talk about health.
Guys, we are just so connected to the universe.
Hello.
That's just what happens. That's just what happens. We are connected, and so that's how we're getting the frequency. So we're in line. So, Gina, I'll let you start. Okay, what do you know about physical health?
What do I know about physical health? I know all the things I'm supposed to do and that I don't. I know that. I definitely know that.
Good.
I also know that I do come from an athletic family. My father was an athlete, or I guess is. I think that never leaves. Let him tell it. He trains in golf.
No, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold him.
No, and when I was with him the last time and he was going out to play golf, I was like, oh, have fun. And then my brother starts cracking up. I'm like, why are you cracking up? He's like, because Dad says he's going training. I was like, he's going to have fun.
Training and fun can be the same thing.
And it should be.
As it should be,
right?
Yes. Because then you feel like you don't train a day in your life. But all that to say, so I do come from an athletic family, and we, of the 10 kids, we all played sports except for one. Yeah, except for one. The youngest didn't. He just grew up in the video game life, so he's just like, I'm good.
I'm going to be rich off of this. My 2 thumbs.
Yeah, and I'm going to say 1.5 because I did have one sister. She's just like, I'm gonna do a little of this basketball, but I'm good too.
Right.
I'm off that. But I came up playing European handball and then basketball, and then I got a job, and then I was just like, I'm making something the hour instead of nothing the hour, without knowing what the sports could have done for me.
Yes, true.
Both academically and in life. But thankfully, I have a couple of brothers who are pursuing that route, and a couple of black belts in the family, both internally here and within our family through and through. Basically, grew up in that. Grew up with a father who didn't allow sugar in the house either at all.
Wow.
We had powdered milk growing up.
Klim?
I don't remember. It's all faded, and sometimes as an adult you just let go of certain memories.
Yeah. That's just
because we didn't have corn puffs, we just had puffs, and it came in a clear bag.
I remember.
No brands.
Yeah, I remember going to your house.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't lit. It was not lit.
No,
not like Marcus's house.
No, child. Not Snack Central. Snack Central? Remember those missions we used to go on? Okay.
Sorry, guys. You guys are getting all the inside stuff. And for those who are tuning in, obviously Gina and I are blood cousins. Okay, our regular listeners know this, but if you're tuning in for the first time, you're like, "What is happening there?"
I was like, "Why do they know each other so much?" I've known them my whole life, literally. Yeah. So. Anyway, long story short, when it comes down to that physical health, what I'm exploring today more so than anything else at my age, because there's a difference between when I was in my early 20s and I just sneezed the weight off when I wake up in the morning.
Right.
There's these little things called hormones. Yeah, they like to play a part.
Okay.
Into things that are just like that you didn't necessarily have to worry about when you were younger.
I guess, yes.
And athletic and active and all these things. So that's something that I'm kind of looking into there, and maybe we'll get into it, or maybe we'll share the link of what I've kind of seen. But there are specific hormones hormones that affect your weight gain, weight loss.
Okay.
We hear a lot about thyroids. Usually when you go to the doctor and you see somebody has weight gain, they'll test you for thyroids because they immediately assume it's that, but there are so many other hormones that come into play, like cortisol that is tied to stress, like insulin that is tied to, which we should be looking at a lot as Black people, and diabetes being a big thing in our community, like estrogen for women,
right,
and what they put in our foods, the hormones they put in our foods, and that's throwing off our hormones, our natural hormones as well. And so long story short, in terms of, if I could give you a summary of what I'm gathering out of that, as much as in everything they say, like, well, to regulate this hormone, just regulate your weight. But bruh, like catch-22, I need to regulate this so I can regulate my weight. So how do I do that? But the common theme that I've seen in all of them is actually the easiest physical activity you can possibly do, because I'm calling it a physical activity. Sleep.
Really?
Rest. We don't sleep enough.
Wow.
We're not allowing our body the time to recuperate. And I know, I mean, I've been talking about this, and especially I've been talking about this because of the stress that I was going through. And cortisol and stress it has a high correlation. But a lot of these solutions is, yes, it's dieting. Yes, it's physical health. It's physical activity. And I want to say to that too, physical activity could be as simple as literally just walking every day. Right. I know it's very scary, and maybe we can break some of that down today as well. But every time someone hears physical therapy, they think they got to be in the gym for an hour every day, et cetera, et cetera. But the simpler thing to do is create a proper sleep schedule to allow yourself to do everything else, really and truly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gina?
So that was a common thread. That's me on physical health.
That's dope. My knowledge is pretty limited in terms of just what I know about it. I could just share me personally, like when I'm coming to realize. So I'm 40. I keep mixing it up. What year are we in? We're in 2022.
You're 40. You're going to be 42.
I'm going 42. So I'm going 40. Yeah, I'm going 42, and I've always been what I like to call the
epitome of health.
Thank you. Thank you. This guy took the words right out of my mouth.
He doesn't need to hear this.
Like, that's literally. I usually use the words the perfect image of health. It's like I'm pretty sure I've told Nate before. That's why he's like, yes, Pharaoh, the epitome of health. No, because I really, my entire life it has been pretty turnkey. Like no matter what, like I could pretty much eat whatever I want, do whatever I want.
Sneeze in the morning and then it comes off.
Yeah, that's really what it is. And the thing is, I have this body type that if I don't like the way I'm looking physically, I find like I'm just not looking like tight. I'm not looking like swole like I want to. I could just do push-ups for like a week straight, and I swell up, I tighten up, and I look awesome.
Good genes.
Yo, it is.
I was gonna say thank your father.
Yo, big shout out. Yeah, shout out to the genes. But now this is where I guess the reality, a new reality, I should say, starting to kick in, and it's where I didn't realize, or it's never happened in the past, that my mental stress started to affect me physically, right? And this is something that is new to me, and this is like I had mentioned it before. Yes,
I just want to say, it's not that it's new; it's just that you're noticing it.
Yes, you can't hide it anymore. Wow, your body's just
you're getting caught up, right?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You're getting locked in. Your consciousness, you're understanding things.
Okay,
it's always been there. You're just aware of it.
Wow, that is true. Because true. And I probably was just bullying right through it before in the past and just not even really paying attention, just keeping it moving. But now I'm just like, oh no, wait, my back. It was when I realized that sciatic thing, when I was really able to realize that no, when I'm depending on what I'm thinking about, my back is killing me. Yeah. It's like, and I started actually, funny enough, I started using it as a guide to stop doing stuff. Like if I'm doing work and my back started, I would literally stop, just shut down my computer. I'm like, oh, whatever I'm doing is wrong right now. Stop this.
You know what I thought of? The Rick and Morty, was it the Truth Crystal or the Future Crystal?
Right.
Where Morty was just seeing
was looking through, seeing everything. Oh God, yeah.
So that's your.
It was really my guide.
Your litmus test.
Literally, it's like so every time, like, and it was funny because then I would start. It's so funny you say it because I would really start like, okay, what can I do that's gonna stop my back from hurting, and start doing something else, like start a different conversation or just stop work altogether. Like because I have a tendency, anybody who knows me, I can work easily 14 hours straight, no problem, without even eating. Like I'll just chatting with people, doing whatever I need to do and kill time. But now like my body's like, no, bro, you are going to stop. You're going to eat. Okay, you're going to drink some water. You're going to pause. You're going to go for a walk. You're going to, And so I'm taking that. But that's something that I'm coming to, I guess, understand and respect. But throughout history, my history at least, I've never really had much physical issues. One thing I did also come to understand is that time I was in Jamaica and I jumped off a cliff into the water, all wrong. All right, if ever you're at Rick's Cafe and you're going to jump off the cliff, and the man just tells you, just jump. No, you might just ask him a couple more questions, because when he told me just jump, I really took that as just jump. But then after when I was watching other people, I'm like, yo, there's clearly a technique to this. Crossing your arms across your chest, that's a good idea, because then you'll cut the water a little bit differently than what I did, which was the Jesus on the cross. That was, I hurt myself for years.
No, but justice is served. The crowd was like, oh.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Years.
Yeah, no, honestly, because I hit the water, honestly, in that Jesus on the cross pose, and again, I guess whatever, I won't go into it, but on the Jesus on the cross pose, and I hit the water so hard that it's like my whole chest like popped, and it's like I strained everything, so it's like I hurt my back and my chest. At the same time.
you belly flopped into the water
on my back?
Fell on your back.
On my back. It was real. It was
okay.
It was real.
I was gonna say justice is served, but that was a little too much. But do you remember once upon a time? Speaking of diving, we were in a chalet up north, and I need to learn how to dive, and you're just like, oh yeah, just dive this way. What he forgot to tell me after I dived, so-called dive, almost lost my life, people. I dived. I lost.
Dove. Yes.
I was back in it. I just went back in the day right now, because you guys don't understand. Yeah. I dove, right?
Yeah.
And lost my sense in the water. This is a pool. This was not it's not like a beach. In the pool, because he forgot to tell me to put my hands a certain way to break the water. So the water basically hit me in my face, punched me in my face, went up my nose. Then I was twirling in it, and so I started swimming. But then I was swimming towards the back, the bottom. So now I'm just like, I'm gonna die in here. And then I come up, and what do I see? Pharaoh cracking up, though. Didn't dive in to help. Didn't do any of these things. He's just like, oh, my bad. I forgot to tell you.
No, because exactly how Jen described is how it looked. I remember. I was like, look, I think she's trying to swim up.
I was swimming to my death.
It was an indoor pool. I remember. Yeah, we were at that spot.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So I mean. Okay,
karma, man.
Karma, but that must be for some other stuff that you did too.
I did a lot of stuff, clearly, because damn. And the thing is, again, it was because my mind over matter thing, because I honestly feel if it wasn't for the way my mind is, I probably should have went to the hospital. I probably, because I kept having to stretch and, would feel my chest pop, and I would have to, pull, keep doing it just so my chest wouldn't stay in a certain discomfort, right? So I was like, regardless.
But isn't that the equivalent of hitting, a brick wall?
It might as well. Anyways. So just to tell you guys, so this has been my health, and it's only now that I'm seeing the osteopath. Actually, it's like he's doing stuff in my back, and he's like, "Yo, what happened to you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what happened?" And then I remember, I was like, "Oh yeah," and I mentioned this thing. He's like, "No, bro." He's like, "Yeah, your spine things are out of whack here." He's like, "So I'm trying to line them back up for you," but he's like, "Okay, yeah, no." He's like, "So you might not have realized it, but it did create." It did mess you up a little.
Damage.
Yeah, damage. Yeah. So anyways, guys, so this has been my, experience with thing, but I'm a very strong believer, like I said, is that, we're 80% water, so we could think things into manifestation. I'm one of those believers. You could physically, you could picture how you want yourself to be, and you could influence that. And there was that study that showed that guy, who did the study on water, something Kiyosaki, I can't remember his full name, but you could speak to water, and you could, and it will do different things, and it'll change shapes, and it's like it was a whole test that they did.
I do that with my candle fire, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right, Jen. Next level. Shit. Talk to me off here.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. Shit. Those stuff.
But we're here talking chatterboxing.
I know. Yeah.
Like we don't have someone who literally does it.
Who knows
we're just giving you anecdotes out here. I mean, this is the Empower Hour. We're supposed to
empower the people with some real sense.
Yeah.
We're just sharing our views.
We're talking our nonsense. I mean, it's sensical, but come on.
Yes. Do not dive with your arms out.
Yeah, just
in a Jesus pose.
Yeah. Thank you. God damn. No. Anyways, I just found it so ironic, especially the pose. I wish I could find the video. I'll share it on the Instagram. But Nathan, thank you. Thanks, Nate, for being on with us today, because you're gonna just help. So, so first, like we like to do, let's give a little background, Nate. So tell us your story. What got you here?
So
to the mic.
I've been a trainer for about 8 years now. And it started with basketball. I used to get made fun of. I was in high school, maybe, 15, 6'1", 170 pounds wet. And I used to get made fun of because I couldn't dunk.
Okay.
And it put me in this situation where I was like, okay, like I really, really enjoy playing. I want to be as good as I could possibly be. And technically speaking, from that standpoint, 15 years old, 6'1", you're supposed to be able to dunk. So that summer, I went out, got myself my first training DVD, and worked at it for 3 months. Came back to school the next fall, dunking with 2 hands.
Like a beast. You're like, I'm crushing everybody this year.
Yeah, so that's where my fitness journey really started. And then later on, I went in and I decided to become a trainer. And after I finished college, I went into training. Through that, there was a few things that I noticed. I noticed it with myself a little bit, and then I noticed it with my clients, or the clients I had later on. And that's movement. I had a lot of problems with my flexibility. And back then they would say, oh, like flexibility is something like you either have or you don't. If you don't have it, it's tough luck.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it was. And then I saw it with my clients. I had 20-year-olds, I had 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. Everybody had a problem. There was either shoulder, neck, elbow, knee. And where I learned to be a trainer, they said, okay, well, if anybody has any of these issues, work around it and send them to a professional, send them to an osteo, send them to a physio. And I was like, okay. But then you see everybody dealing with this and you're like, okay, wait, there has to be something out there that I don't know about that I need to know, you know? And it pretty much sent me on a journey in throughout fitness. And I went from being a personal trainer, you know, with more of a strength and conditioning background, to now I consider myself a movement coach, a flexibility guru, if you will, as such.
Nice.
You know, and yeah.
And it's so awesome saying that, because that's something I would like to start getting. I don't know if it's just to start stretching better, like because when my sciatic and stuff started acting up, that's the first time in years that I actually started stretching. Like where it's, and again, prevention is better than cure, guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Please, like, don't wait till you have a problem like Farrell keeps doing. But anyways, so so that's the only time I actually started getting into stretching. But it's like you feel better. Like after you stretch, like it's like like you feel circulation. I felt like stuff was happening.
Most
you know?
definitely.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Most definitely. Like you could say with flexibility or with stretching in general, most people, they stretch because they want to get rid of pain. It's either get rid of pain or prepare themselves for physical activity.
Okay, right.
But what about stretching so that you don't have to get out of pain and you don't have to prepare yourself for physical activity? That's a whole other ball game, you know. And that's what I'm about. I'm not into saying, okay, do this so you know your back will feel better. No, do this because you need to put your back in the right spot so that it can always stay good. It can always stay better. That's why.
And when we're talking about movement training, I mean, because when I hear stretch, I automatically go to like yoga. I think yoga, and I think it's yoga tends. Well, I think it's being rated now, but I think it was underrated for a very long time. And a lot of people used to be like, "Oh, yoga's for." They didn't think that was such a physically demanding sport, activity, exercise.
Practice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I gave all kinds of synonyms to it. So like movement to me sounds a little more dynamic than yoga. Is that right? Like, how would you describe movement training?
Okay, so there's so many different ways to go about it. Okay, I'll give you an example. You go to the doctor. The doctor says you're sick or you're not well, you need to start exercising more. And most people take that in and they're like, okay, I got to go for a run. You know, I got to go spend an hour and a half in the gym every day, all the time. And it's like, no, that's not what it's about. It's definitely not that. You want to you want to move, and you don't want to move. You want to go 0 to 100. You want to move timely. So maybe one day it's something light, maybe another day it's something medium, maybe one day you have something very hard, and you kind of cycle it. And then you become a little bit more in tune with yourself and with your body in that sense, right? So, example, if you need to go to the washroom, your body's going to tell you, right? If you're hungry, your body's going to tell you. If you're full, your body's going to tell you, right? The body's communicating with you all the time. Is if you're listening or not.
That's it.
Yeah, we became artists at ignoring.
It's a question of if you're listening or not, and then you can even look at it from the standpoint with. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here making medical claims, but people in painkillers. If you just worked your body first, maybe you wouldn't need to be on painkillers.
Right.
Wow. I'm wondering, like, if and maybe I'm looking at it differently, but like I take Advil all the time. I get headaches constantly. Yeah. Like all the time. I get headaches all the time. Like I'm just
not good.
Yeah,
I would say stop now.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. The reason being is just because you're numbing the communication you have with your body. Your body's giving you a response of pain for a reason.
Okay.
So it's up to you to figure out what that pain is about. Again, I'm not a doctor, but most people that I hear that say they deal with headaches and stuff like that, if you just addressed your neck and your upper back flexibility, you tend to be able to reduce whatever's going on with that situation. Again, I'm not a doctor. But.
No, I don't. Look, medicine has its place, and there are things that are chronic that you want to look into and whatnot. But I agree. If it keeps happening, you're putting Band-Aids with Advil, as opposed to fixing the issue, because you don't necessarily take cold medicine, from my understanding.
No, I first of all, I very rarely get like sick like that. But mind you.
And why is that? Because of your ginger tea and all these things, right?
Yeah, it's
so
like
preventative.
It's a preventative.
So you have to figure out what needs to be preventative to your headaches.
But it's a very, very interesting conversation, actually, because I've been getting headaches though, but since I was maybe 9, 10, like, so I've been taking Advil for like 30 years easily.
Not good.
Yeah, the next time you speak to your spiritual guides, maybe ask them what's up.
All right, well, thank you. Noted. So back into this flexing. So because like you had even mentioned, there was a term you had mentioned. I was like, yo, I need for you to deep dive. Nate, what was that term?
Ancestral squat.
That's exactly it. Thank you.
Ancestral squat. Okay, so this is the thing. When we're fetuses, we're in a squat. If you look at the child's pose, it's a squat. If you look at somebody who's in distress, they're rocking their knees in their chest, that's a squat.
100%.
Right? So this is a universal position for all human beings to be able to attain. And when you're able to do that, it's really all about like movement coaching in general. That's what it's about. It's about longevity. You know, the byproduct of it is that you're able to then build a better physique, build your athleticism, build your performance through training your movement patterns. That's the idea. People have it backwards. You know, some people, they'll go to the gym and every single exercise that they do is on a machine. That takes away from your body's natural way of moving.
Right.
So now, I'm not saying don't use the machines. The machines have their place, but you still want to move the way the body's designed to move.
And is that to say, I mean, I guess first be proficient in doing it with your body, and then when you want to push to the next cursor, is that when you should get into the machines? Like when you say machines have their place.
Machines are low. Okay, so if we're talking machines, 2 reasons why you want to use a machine. One, you're new to fitness, right? So you need a little bit more help. Or 2, you're coming back from injury, right? 3, you're a bodybuilder. Right? If you're a bodybuilder, if you're in bodybuilding competitions, most definitely machines have their place. However, you're better off manipulating things with your own body weight or free weights. That's the way to go about it. The thing about the ancestral squat, what's so good about it is that it helps with your spine, it helps with your hips, it helps with your ankles. Chairs have taken away the ability to move the way that we're designed to. It starts in the ankles and it goes into the knee, it goes into the hip, and then boom, it can go into your back. Some people even have shoulder pain, and it's usually tied to that. So if you're able to then regain your ability to squat in this ancestral position, or what they would call an ass to grass squat, the likelihood of I'm not saying it's going to completely mitigate pain and stuff like that, but the likelihood of living in pain and stuff like that is not really likely.
I'm already the way my knees are set up. I already feel the pain of trying to do that, but I am one of the person, like, I understand that you have to continuously do things en douceur, like slowly, so that you can get into it. Because that was my experience with yoga, where at first I was doing Bikram yoga. That stuff was hard, and I don't know how it happened. It wasn't overnight either, but one day I was just like, wait a minute, I can do this. Get into it.
Because basically what's happening is your body is building stronger connections to your muscles and to the positions that you're in. Okay. So over time, it's the compound effect. One day you wake up and you're like, oh, I could actually do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Another thing is that people need to look at movement flexibility coaching as the same way how people should look at weight loss. You got to look at it in that same light. I myself, again, you become a product of what you need to be for yourself, and I went down this rabbit hole. I went down this route because of myself, right? I was very, very tight throughout my basketball career or whatever. I had knee pain all the time. I had plantar fasciitis. I popped my back one time. All these different things happened, and it's all related to your movement positions. Man,
like you're saying, there's so many things that's coming to my mind. And so we have about 5 minutes left. So now, because first when you said that squat thing, the other day I went through somewhat of a mental trauma, and I went into a squat. Like literally, as you gave that description, that was literally me. I was sitting in the corner of my room, in a fetus position.
Success leaves clues, man. I'm telling you, I'm not just talking out the air. Like these are different things that happen to us as humans. So
and now what it made me think. Now it's like, okay, so how much is this like a mental thing? Because I'm wondering now if I had to think about going into the squat. Like if I would have hesitated, because it was something that like I just went into it, right? Because I was like, yo, and it gave me like comfort to be in that kind of like squat position, right? I was like, okay, and then my mind continued as you're speaking, because I find that when we're working out, there's definitely a mental component, right? Like because I feel like if I'm trying to prove something, I'll work out with ease. I'll get up every morning, like and do like 60 push-ups, like. If I feel like I have nothing to prove, and it's like I'm only just doing it kind of like for myself, it's like I'm not as motivated. It's just not, and like the push-ups become hard. Like it's like, oh, God,
definitely the body's gonna go wherever the mind goes, right? And that's where they say your mind is your body and your body's your mind, which is also the other topic I want to talk about is the spine, right?
Yeah. Okay, good. I was gonna say, okay, good.
I tell people, you gotta train your spine, and they're like, well, okay, well. What?
Because you never hear about that.
Rows, right? Pull downs, pull ups. Okay, that's something that needs to be addressed. But the issue is that most people are told to, and when they're training, keep your spine rigid. Right? Keep your spine rigid, protect it from any weird motions, weird movements. But your spine's designed to do that. Everything just comes down back to the same thing as even going from lifting a 20-pound dumbbell to a 30-pound dumbbell. And that's just progressive overload in various positions. So your body flexes, right? It bends forward. It also extends backward. Yeah. It also bends to the side. And you could also switch and add rotation while flexing forward, while leaning
If you
backwards.
guys are wondering what's happening, it's because he's moving away from the mic as he's demonstrating.
But I feel like they can hear it and then they can visualize what you're doing.
So it's just your body, your spine has that ability to move. Now, that also ties into your emotions. Again, your mind's your body's your mind. You're never gonna see a proud man, confident man, with slouched shoulders. You're not gonna see that.
That's so true. Yeah.
You're not. Right? Same way how you're not gonna see somebody who's on the opposite side of things, you know, with their shoulders upright. It's just not a thing.
Man, so now, basically, because we're wrapping up here, we have 2 more minutes, and I wanted to get into yoga now, but hey, listening to you speak, let me know, is if I started working with you, is it just as good as doing yoga and maybe
It's
even better?
Good. Better. The reason being is, look, I did yoga. I have nothing against yoga. Yoga is very, very good. However, you're talking to most times your yoga teacher is somebody who's hypermobile. And or somebody who's been doing that for years. So how they move and how you move is 2 different things.
Yep.
But you're in the class and it's a competition and you want to do what the teacher's doing or what everybody else in the class is doing, and your body might not be ready for that. You might actually hurt yourself, especially if you're doing hot yoga, because when it's hot, you don't really notice what's going on.
You can't do the same thing in that hot room than outside, that's for sure.
No, for sure. But then you could cool down and realize, oh, shoot, maybe I overdid it. Like, maybe I overextended in that position. Or maybe I did this, or maybe I did that. So my style of training is really to help people become more in tune with their body and progressively get better in various positions. And we measure that. Okay. That's another thing, guys. If you're going to be focused on stretching, if you're going to add stretching in your regimen, measure out what you're doing, know where you're at, and know where you want to get to.
So I have a proposition here. If you don't mind hanging with us a little bit more, we'll take a musical break and we'll come back, because you got to give the people a couple of nuggets and stuff as well. So if you don't mind hanging with us, we'll go into our next little break and then we'll come back with Nate. We had promised that we are back with Nate. We're really now just going to deep dive into the programs and the services that you offer. So for our listeners, and specifically for me, because I really, like I was saying, I want to sign up. So how does it work? What kind of programs do you have? Let us know.
So I basically have what I call the hybrid mover program. And what that is just getting you guys to move back with the grain. Okay, so what I mean by that is most people, they work all day. They go to the gym, they work out, right? And it's counterintuitive in itself because like you need to prepare your muscles to move correctly, so that we're moving with the grain, and that way you're getting the benefit of whatever exercise that you're doing, and you're not, putting detriment to your body, because there's a very, very thin line between progress and what I call detriment when it comes to training.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And so what can we expect as clients? So how does the process work? How do we sign up? Give us a rundown so we know what to expect.
So the workout is done through an app, and in the app you're getting video description of every single exercise that you have to do. Through there now, we also track your progress. So we're tracking your progress in 2 ways. One way is through range of motion, and the other way is through strength within that range of motion. And we use that as a measuring stick to see where we're at, where we need to get to, and how we could get you to move better.
Okay, so it's virtual, so I don't have to go to an actual studio or a gym or something. It's done virtually. I film myself, take pictures of myself, and how do you know if I'm doing this?
Okay, so essentially what that's done, how that's done is if there's any inquiries. So if you're doing an exercise, you're not sure if you're feeling in the right spot, I usually describe to the client what kind of sensations they should expect with a given exercise or whatnot. So if they feel unsure or anything, they could send me a video of the exercise or of the baseline measurements. So baseline measurements would be a position like a squat or a hinge. So a hinge is like you trying to touch the floor with your back straight, stuff like that. We measure those out to see where we're at.
Okay. All right. So now, and what are the handles? Where are people finding you? How are they connecting with you to sign up?
To connect with me to sign up is through Instagram using the Hybrid Mover tag. You guys should just send me a DM there or fill out the consultation form in the link in the bio.
And okay, so the hybrid, so that's the Hybrid Mover.
Yeah, all one word.
All one word. THEHYBRIDMOVER. Now, what about the old school ones who just want to call? There's no number. Just call old school.
Yeah, there is a number. That's 438.
Yes, good. Wait. Give everybody a chance to grab their pens or take their phones out. I like to do it. Good number. Grabbing it. Oh, checking the message. Okay, good. Now they're ready. 438.
Yeah, 822 4080.
4080. That's an easy one. All right. 822
4080.
80. Yeah, my goodness, Nate, this has been exciting. I like to have our guests leave our listeners with a gem, a jewel, a nugget. So what can you leave with our listeners? What can you bless our listeners with? Something that they could either ponder on or something that they could physically go and work on.
All right, I can leave you guys with two things. One, training isn't a chore, guys. It's exploring your body, it's exploring who you are. Tap into that. It's highly important. If you haven't tapped into it, it would change your life. That's one thing, most definitely. The other thing, guys, is spend a lot more time on the floor. I know it sounds weird, but
my wife is probably hating that. She hates being on the floor.
Chairs are not good for you. Spend some time on the floor. I like to spend a lot of time in what they call a Seiza position. So that's pretty much just a kneeling on the floor.
Kneeling?
Kneeling on the floor with your back straight. If that's hard and taxing on your knees, no problem. Just put as many cushions as you need between your calf and your hamstring, and just hang out. Let your body decompress.
Wow,
it's important.
That is huge. I would have never thought of that nor done that, because actually, it does hurt when I'm on my knees like that. Brings me back to church. So this has been. This has been awesome.
No, but isn't that most like when you're saying, because you said to put a pillow between your calves and your thighs. So your knees are down, but your bum's to your heels.
Yeah, but if you can't hit that point, or if it's too painful, definitely having a couple cushions in between will ease you into it. And again, it's all about moving with the grain, guys, right? Yeah. So over time, you'll be able to limit the amount of cushions needed, and your knees will thank you for it, man. I tell people this all the time.
That's how I crack my knee. Well, that's how I stretch my knees, is what I meant to say.
A lot of people are talking about osteoarthritis, patellar tendonitis, all these different things. Guys, all it is just tension. Release the tension. Release it.
Gems, guys.
I just wanted to clarify that, because you said remind you at church, and church is not the same. It's not the same kneel, but yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what you meant.
Yeah. Whatever. Spine is upright. We're not forward, guys.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I hear that. No, that's good. I'm scared my ankles are going to hurt me, but I will do it. Like, I'm going to sign up. I definitely want to give it a try. I want to, and I'll share my experience so people could know what's up.
But the pillow trick, that's clutch. I never thought about that. Because some days it's fine, and some days it's just like...
No, good idea.
Kings and Queens, this was the Empower Hour with Farrell Freeman, Queen Kaya, and Gina the Great. We are on live every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. and broadcasting Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Subscribe and watch us on empowermtl.com and email us at empowermtl@gmail.com to anonymously be featured on our What's the Tea Mail segment. Stay blessed, black, and highly favored.